Dominica's Prime Minister and Chairman of CARICOM, Honourable Roosevelt Skerrit, pays tribute to Cuba's former President Fidel Castro. Acting Prime Minister Rayburn Blackmoore says Dominica stands ready to assist St. Vincent following the impact of a trough system on Tuesday, and $30,000 presented to the Petite Savanne Primary School on Wednesday. Thank you for joining us on National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St.Louis.
And I'm Kimani St. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Child abuse is unacceptable. Child abuse is not cultural, it is criminal. And one child abuse is one too many.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome back. Honourable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit says he feels privileged to have been able to refer to deceased former President of Cuba, Fidel Castro, as a friend. The Dominica leader made the comment as he addressed a mass rally held at Jose Marti Revolution Square in Havana, Cuba on Tuesday night.
The pages of history record that in every century there has emerged at least one larger-than-life personality who captures the imagination and attention of the world, if only for the unique boldness in pursuing the extraordinary and for the shockwaves they generate in confronting oppression and the established order. Fidel Castro, the acknowledged leader of the Cuban Revolution, was one such person. I feel privileged to have been able to call him a friend and mentor. For over 50 years, and with the support of friends, the Cuban Revolution survived a harsh Western-engineered economic and trade embargo that cost you, the Cuban people, billions of dollars.
Honourable Skerrit noted the significant contribution of the former Cuban leader to the health sectors of countries in the region.
I can say without fear of being contradicted that our health systems would be the poorer but for the generous hand of Fidel at critical times in our development. We have recognized that contribution by awarding him our highest honor, the Order of the Caribbean Community, in 2008, the only non-CARICOM citizen to whom it has been accorded. Comrade Fidel was undoubtedly one of the iconic political giants of the second half of the 20th century. He joins a distinguished brotherhood of freedom fighters, such as Yasser Arafat and Nelson Mandela, whose resilience and determination were a source of strength for the people.
GIS News will bring you more from the Prime Minister's address in a subsequent newscast.
In more news, Honourable Minister for Health and Environment Dr. Kenneth Daru has extended his condolences to the government and people of Cuba following the passing of former Cuban leader Fidel Castro. In an interview with GIS News on Wednesday, Dr. Daru, who is a Cuban graduate, described the late Fidel Castro as a great leader.
Say what you want about Fidel Castro, regardless of your political inclination, far left, far right, whatever the case may be. No one can deny that he has left an indelible mark on the political landscape internationally. And bringing it closer to home, myself, is a proud Cuban graduate, a product of the Cuban Revolution. And while Cuba, especially after the fall of the Soviet Union, USSR, which was Cuba's greatest ally, pouring millions of dollars, billions of dollars a year in aiding Cuba. So with the fall of communism in the Soviet Union, then we knew that the economy of Cuba took a plunge, plummeted. But that didn't stop Fidel Castro and his government from reaching out to countries like Dominica, the rest of the Caribbean, Latin America, the African continent, as far back as the Middle East. Hundreds and thousands of students every year would flood Cuba, the Cuban universities, on the generosity of Fidel Castro.
Dr. Daru noted the contribution of the Cuban government towards Dominica's health sector.
Apart from the training of doctors, we have the Cuban mission who sends specialists every year and medical technical personnel every year. And as we speak, we have a number of our students, I think more than a dozen students specializing in Cuba. In preparation, of course, of the new National Hospital when it's built, because we did promise that it's not just going to be a new building, but of course increase and better services. So the contribution that the man Fidel Castro has made to Dominica really cannot be it really cannot be emphasized enough.
In other news, Honorable Acting Prime Minister Rayburn Blackmoore says Dominica stands ready to support the government and the people of St. Vincent following a widespread damage caused by a trough system on Tuesday. Several houses were destroyed and there was significant damage to the country's infrastructure.
This morning we received some disturbing pictures of damage brought about by flooding from torrential rains in St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a result of an adverse weather system affecting the Caribbean area. Here in Dominica, we experienced a heavy downpour from the same system from about 5 p.m. until after 7 yesterday. However, we fared out much better than St. Vincent. I'm advised that the downpour in St. Vincent began before dawn this morning, resulting in significant damage to infrastructure and housing. Information received from St. Vincent earlier today indicates the following: 15 houses destroyed in the Sandy Bay area and damage to housing in other areas. Several bridges compromised and one may have been washed away, making access by road impossible to some affected areas. No access to the North Windward and Leeward communities because of some roads being cut, water system damage, power outages in some communities, and a cemetery partially washed away. Access to certain communities may have to be by sea. We are thankful that there was no reported loss of life or injuries. The government and people of Dominica stand in solidarity with the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and will support them in this time of need. We await a formal situation report and damage assessment to determine how we can assist. Again, we sympathize with the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines during this time of great material loss.
The Redemption Tabernacle Pentecostal Church in New Jersey has reached out to principal, staff and students of the Petite Savanne Primary School. On Wednesday, the Honourable Parliamentary Representative for the Petite Savanne constituency, who is also the Minister for Health, presented a check of $3,000 to the school.
Recently, the government of Dominica sent me to New York to represent them at the Independence celebrations in New York. And while at the church, a special collection was made just for the Petite Savanne Primary School. In fact, I was surprised, I was taken aback, because after they make the usual, I think it's called the tips, 10% collection, the pastor's wife came to the microphone and said she's going to make a special collection just for the Petite Savanne Primary School. And she insisted that she wasn't going to stop until she raised $3,000 for the Petite Savanne Primary School.
Oliver Samuel is the principal of the school. The school was relocated to the former Teachers College building following the devastation caused to the community by the passage of Tropical Storm Erica.
Dr. Daru, thank you very much for being a good servant. Yes, for being a good servant of handing over what you were commissioned to hand over. And I want to say a special thank you to the pastor's wife of this Pentecostal church in New Jersey, who came up with the suggestion to raise these funds on behalf of the Petite Savanne Primary School.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. National Public Service Day will be celebrated on Friday, December 2nd, 2016, under the theme, Embracing the Challenge, Rethink, Rebuild, Transform. The highlights will be an awards and recognition ceremony scheduled for 6 p.m. at the State House. A press release stated that 136 retired officers will be recognized for their contribution to the development of the public service spanning a period of 30 to 40 years. In addition, awards will be bestowed on various serving public officers for extraordinary performances in the execution of their duties. These include the Jerry Augustine Award, the Senior Officer Award, Senior Management Award, Team Award, Chief Personnel Officer Award, and Public Officer of the Year Award. The observance of Public Service Day is an opportunity to heighten awareness of the public sector's role in the country's national development and to forge greater relationships with stakeholders.
Dominica will join the rest of the world in observing World AIDS Day on December 1st, 2016, under the theme, Take the Challenge, End AIDS, and Hands Up for HIV Prevention. GIS's Kerdisha St.Louis spoke to coordinator of the National HIV/AIDS Unit, Alison Samuel, on Wednesday.
This morning we have the pleasure of speaking with Ms. Alison Samuel, who is coordinator of the National HIV and AIDS Response Unit, and we know that tomorrow, December 1st, is recognized worldwide as International World AIDS Day. And I know that this year the theme is Take the Challenge, End AIDS. But what has been focused on the most, I would say, by the National HIV Response Unit is the Hands Up for HIV Prevention project. So can you maybe give us a little bit more detail as to what that is exactly about?
Okay, so the Hands Up for HIV Prevention campaign, which was launched by PANCAP in conjunction with UNAIDS, seeks to bring greater awareness to the importance of ending AIDS by 2030, which was a UNAIDS agreement that the region and Latin America has, agreed to. And part of that is the Hands Up for Prevention campaign allows people from the public to be able to indicate the areas that they still have concerns about where HIV and AIDS management is concerned. So basically, individuals are encouraged to write an aspect of HIV management on the palm of their hands, take a photo and upload it. Okay, so that we get from that the areas that individuals still have concerns about. So if you are concerned about that our program in Dominica does not offer adequate condom distribution, then you can use that as one of your prevention messages. If you are concerned about treatment, care and support, that you need to see or hear more about what we are doing, you make that part of your campaign. Or if you are also concerned about discrimination, stigma and discrimination in relation to HIV and AIDS management, you can include those messages. So it's really up to the individuals, and we are really hoping that we will get more participation. We've had some level of participation, but we'd like to see more, particularly tomorrow when we bring this awareness out in the public. All right,
and speaking of tomorrow, you're also going to be having a health fair. Can you tell us what that is going to be dealing with?
Okay, so as part of this World AIDS Day observance in Dominica, we have organized a health fair which is taking place at the car park of the Dominica Planned Parenthood Association. This activity was put together with our various partners. So we have on board with us this year the National Youth Council, Jolly's Pharmacy, the Gender Bureau, Planned Parenthood, of course, and our office. And we're having the health fair. The health fair runs from 9 a.m. It is being done in the car park of Dominica Planned Parenthood. We hope to offer HIV education messages downstairs in the car park. We also offer the public an opportunity to come and participate in the Hands Up for Prevention campaign and to also do HIV testing if they so desire. We will also be offering pap smear testing because we know that part of HIV prevention includes STI prevention, and pap smear screening is very important to be able to screen for different conditions that are related to sexual activity, which can predispose a woman to develop cervical cancer. And so all these activities are going to be happening at the Dominica Planned Parenthood. One of the other things that we will be doing is having HIV trivia. So this will give the public an opportunity to participate and to let us know how much they actually know about HIV and HIV management, because although the epidemic has been over 30 years, what we still find is a number of people still are not very comfortable when it comes to information on HIV. People still have concerns, they still have doubts, they still have misconceptions, and so the health fair is another opportunity for the public to come out and get educated.
Right, and I think that those are wonderful initiatives, and I know that sometimes we think, because AIDS is not, as you would say, overly, spoken about in the media and stuff, we pretend that it's something that, can't happen to us. So to those people who have that misconception, what do you say to them?
Okay, so like we always say, I mean, starting with, and I'm happy you said the media, because yes, the media plays a very important role in bringing our message across. So yes, we want to say to people, it's important to know your status. You can be HIV positive and you don't know until and when you get tested, because it is not about how you look, it is not about how you feel, it is about getting tested. And so the opportunity is there tomorrow to get tested, to know your status, to be able to get more empowered, to get more information, education, that you can make more informed decisions about your sexual health, and to be able to identify, any risk factors that you've actually been involved with that you do not even recognize, and so you can make changes going forward. So our HIV/AIDS activity for World AIDS Day, basically, we really want the public to come out. It's right there in the car park. It's a Thursday, you are in town, drop by, take a few minutes, get tested, get some information, answer a question, win a prize. We are there.
Thank you very much, Ms. Samuel.
Okay, most welcome.
Before we leave, here is one announcement. The Adult Education Division in the Ministry of Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs announces the commencement of classes in cake making and decorating, food preparation, catering and sewing, parenting education, literacy and numeracy, Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate for residents of Point Michelle, Soufrière, Scotshead and Galion. Those who are interested in upgrading and developing their skill in the areas mentioned are asked to contact Adult Education Division at telephone numbers 266-3305, 266-3356, 266-3920 or 266-3088, or the various village councils in the areas mentioned for further details on registration and commencement date. And that's news. Mc Pherson St. Louis is up next with Creole Highlights.
Protection from abuse is every child's right. Everyone has a shared responsibility in protecting the child from abuse.
Mothers, believe your children when they say they've been abused, and follow through with child abuse cases when they've been reported.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à ce nouvel en créole. Non, moi, c'est Mc Pherson St. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honourable Roosevelt Skerrit attendait cérémonie tribute pour ancien président Cuba Fidel Castro qui prend place en Cuba. Honourable Skerrit en parole et délivré dit qu'il n'y a pas en Cuba en épousant la peine l'amour Castro, mais pour célébrer la vie et des solidarités qui y a bas peuple Cuba, ça qui continue pour peuple Cuba, c'est la révolution là qui prend place en 1959. Sinon, Premier ministre Skerrit, l'amour fidèle qui voit d'autres batailles, et spécialement embargo l'Amérique au compte pays salam, bagaille qui pas bon pour pays. Et dit qu'il continue à parler plus fort qu'à consigner Cuba. Premier ministre a dit qu'il y a du bout en solidarité et puis peuple Cuba et puis révolution là. Premier ministre a dit qu'il a perdu un bon ami en Fidel Castro. À la nouvelle, l'église pentecostale en Amérique venait d'ouvrir pour assister à l'école Petite Savanne. L'église Redemption Tabernacle en New Jersey levait $3 millions US qui y a l'école là. Mon parlement pour Petite Savanne, Honourable Dr. Kenneth Daru, a accepté l'argent là à 50 l'école là pendant été en l'Amérique. Honourable Daru présente chèque là pour mettre l'école là pendant une présentation en l'occasion la coudouée bon matin là.
So now this le gouvernement a envoyé me représenter en New Jersey. Tous les années l'église à la Redemption Tabernacle toujours qu'a fait un gros bit, un gros lavoué pour indépendance because comme on dit nous sommes dans l'autre pays que même si pas qu'à rester ici ou qu'à faire contribution au là yo. So après il fait un première collection là qui pour l'église là Madame Pastor là du bout il vient pour Mike là il fait un lot collection avec ça il pas quitter juste il tape $3,000 pour aider ces légions c'est l'école Petite Savanne et ben ils disent l'argent ça particulier pour les Petite Savanne Primary School. So ils m'ont commencé à mettre juste il arrive $3,000. So bon matin c'était 3 semaines où ça montait tout partout taper chance là aujourd'hui pour que monter vle vers présentation ça avait monter vle pays ouais ça moi aussi le voir footage là pour ces monde comme on dit pour PR purposes pour transparency purposes moi vle ouais que nous délivrer check là qu'on yo dit
Honorable Daru ni espoir qui mettre l'école là que servir l'argent là à de bonne manière.
Eh ben moi certain moi confident que principal là qui servi l'argent ça là qui peuple nous en l'Amérique bas hot boche yo et qui mettait en bon use vous savez que le cabinet tous les années c'est l'école là qui a toujours des petits fonds pour faire des parties pour gagner des give back les gens pour faire enjoy là et pour ces Petite Savanne là il y a special meaning because comme ça you this place you pas en village Petite Savanne you tout partout so nous espérons que cette bitin ça là c'est pas de l'argent $3,000 c'est pas de l'argent mais c'est mon certain que fait en lourd bas l'école là pour un petit bagage yo peut-être yo cadre demander pour temps en temps et comme on dit pour faire ces légions un bon petit Noël et moi le remercier hot fond que moi voulais remercier the Redemption Tabernacle of Newark, New Jersey pour premièrement pour penser en Petite Savanne et second pour actuellement faire contribution ça là pour l'école là.
La nouvelle embargo qui l'Amérique ni au compte Cuba qu'a affecté l'Amérique et puis Cuba. Parole ça là sorti votre officier Dominica Guild of Cuban Graduates Dr. Damian Dublin au ligne de l'homme ancien président Cuba Fidel Castro.
Nous avons dit United Nations, chaque année, il y a un vote. Et puis, dans ça, c'est historique. Puis, dans ça, tout même United Nations voté pour tirer un embargo. L'Amérique tout seul, dans ça, il abstient. Mais l'Amérique avant, toute l'année avant, l'Amérique a voté contre. L'Amérique et puis Israël a voté contre. Mais dans ça, l'Amérique abstain. So, pour nous, ça c'est un bon métier. Si on abstain, on pas pli pour décider, pour supporter. So, on est catché le rôle United Nations, tous ces pays-là, qui dit embargo ça pas faire sens. Ou pas ça, on est un pays comme ça, un pays tellement pauvre, un pays, il y a tellement de monde hot Cuba qui a resté en Amérique. Et puis ces gens là, ils ont une famille. So, embargo ça can affecter l'Amérique et puis affecter Cuba.
Si le Dr. Dublin, si embargo là a été, tout pays qui bénéficie.
So, ça veut dire si embargo ça, si tu veux, il bénéficie l'Amérique, il bénéficie Cuba et puis il bénéficie la terre. Puis plus pays qui ça vivent un pays entier, il plus meilleur. Nous savons, nous regardons des news, nous avons toute qualité de débat, tout partout. So, plus pays qui vivent ensemble. Nous pour ça tout pays différent. Ou pas ça fait tout pays venir comme il est. Puis système où il y a une élection chaque an. Où on croit tout pays supposé comme ça. Tout pays différent, tout pays différentes expériences. So, ça nous dit, nous pouvons respecter tout pays, respecter ça qu'on a fait et n'importe manière où ça collaborer et puis
Et puis finalement, journée service public qui est célébrée vendredi le 2 décembre l'année là. Il y a un bagage qui est très significant qui est award ceremony qui tient en cas l'État qui a commencé à 6h soir. En cérémonie salam, il y a avec 36 officiers qui retraitent, qui sont recognisés pour service à eux, pour développement service public là, pour une période pour 40 l'année. Plusieurs d'autres officiers qui sont recognisés pour travailler à eux. Il y a un award qui est allé pour Jerry Augustine Award, Temporary Officer Award, Junior Officer Award, Senior Officer Award, Middle Management Award en parmi d'autres. Observance Journée Service Public, c'est pour mettre attention au travail servant public pour développement la Dominique. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles à Coyote pour présent. Non, moi c'est Mc Pherson St. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
Lack of organization in your home or workspace can cause an unending overall sense of stress because you're lacking a certain amount of order in your life. It also causes unsightly clutter and makes it hard to find things. Here is the first tip to help you get your home or workspace organized.
Get rid of clutter. There's no use organizing items that you're not going to keep. So getting rid of them is a good initial step. It's best to live by the rule that if you haven't used an item in over a year and it doesn't hold sentimental value, you should probably consider getting rid of it. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website, news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel.
Live streaming is also available on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News Production Team, I'm Kimani St.
And I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.